And then I apply a second attempt for my visa to coming here in Belgium. So it was somewhere in 2010, I think. 2010, 2009. I didn't remember anymore because it was long time ago. So I apply again my visa. I apply again all my papers, and it's just like for me, I know what I'm doing. So it was a very like I have more confidence in the time. In the beginning, I have also confidence, but not so really like totally 100%. But in the time, the second time, if they said from 1 to 10, I will put it in 10. So it was like really I'm really really ready to face this. So I apply my visa, I apply my everything, my passport. I must to renew again everything. And for my marriage contract, my light birth authenticated by DFA. And um, since I was already in Manila, so which is the same place, so my uncle in San Juan, and I must have prepare everything, my passport and my light birth, my marriage contract, and then authenticated by DFA. And I do kung baga bumalik uli ako ng Tacloban kasi it's also for me it's also quite expensive, so I want to go back to the Philippines na to Tacloban to do an apply there. So tumawag ako, I do apply for embassy, so for the second interview. So I apply again and I go back again there in Manila. So I go to embassy. um, I bring my mom. I just bring my mom, so I go there. And it was very it that was a very good experience for me because I can say I didn't finish my study. I don't have any diploma, I don't have any degree. I only study college for um, I did finish my first semester. I didn't enroll the second semester. But for me, in the time, in that moment, when I was in that interview, and they have a lot of people at the back of mine, and they have people they apply as a seaman. They have also a lot of Filipina that wants to come here to Belgium. There been 12 years, 10 years, 6 years that they trying to reapply again, but they're always denied their visa. And some of them they already have two children, but they still keep on denying their visa. So it was like for me in my turn in the time, I was just like everything my papers, and it was like the interview with what same as before, but this time I have more confident to answer everything. So it just like the answer, they question me about the birthday of my husband, what is the full name of my husband, um, the age of my husband, what is his work, and my mother-in-law, my brother-in-law, the name, birthday, also my mother-in-law, my father-in-law, also name and birthday, and also their work, and how is their situation, their status, marriage status, their divorce, and all a lot of thing, a lot of question that they asked to me. And then I to the point I also said to him, you you want also to know how much the salary that my husband per month they earn? And then she said to me, no, it's not necessary anymore because that's a private. So it was like very, and the people behind me, they're very quiet. And after my interview, they just like shock, they just like, and then they say, my God, how can she answer that everything? Like everything without mistake. Like I just go with the flow and ask me everything about my husband. It's just like from head to toe of my husband. I know it from outside and inside. I know my husband. So I sit down, and they have next to me. She is also a Filipina, which is she have a fiance, a Belgian, and she want to come to Belgium. And then she asked me. She said, why you have a lot of question?" And then I told her, Um, you know what? That's normal because in my case, I am married, but with you to you is worse because why? You is fiance. You must to know everything from your fiance, everything about his life in Belgium, about his work, about his parents, about his brother, about his salary, and when did you meet, and what is your purpose, why you want to come to Belgium, etc. And she was like staring at me like, and then she said to me, even his work, I didn't know. And then I said, you should, because your situation is fiance. You must to know everything. And then in that moment, she called the fiance, and then she asked everything, all the question. Of course, in that moment, it was already too late, to know, to ask. That's too late. You should know that since the beginning because it's your fiancé. You know each other. Kaya nga tinawag kayong fiancé eh. Kasi you know each other. Nag-ano kayo, kumbaga engaged na kayo, so you know each other. So it was like, for her, I see that she's very, very stressed and very confused. So they call her name, and then she go to the window, and I know that woman, the woman that they get an interview, she's a very, very strict. One mistake, di ka na really gigisahin ka talaga ng todo. So first she got she had a mistake, and then second, third, and then how many times they say, are you sure, are you sure, are you sure? And it was like, really, she was very tense and very nervous, and she was like really, totally fucked off. And then she gets she got done interview, and she said to me, I have really in trouble now. And then I says, yeah, you should know everything before you come here in this kind of situation, in this kind of interview. Kasi gigisahin ka talaga, and one mistake, gigisahin ka talaga. So I know she was very disappointed, and then I told her in this. Kasi akala siguro ng ibang Filipina, pag nasa interview ka, hindi marami yung itatanong sa'yo, which is not true. A lot, maraming itatanong sa'yo that dapat mo talaga yan malaman. Kasi yung interviewer, alam nila yung background. Di, minamatch nila yun eh. Kung totoong nagsasabi ka talaga ng totoo. So yun, dapat talaga maging ka, kumbaga maging um, just be yourself, maging ka, maging mapagmatsyag, mapag-usisa ka. Dapat magtanong ka rin sa husband mo or fiancé mo. Kasi at the end, mag, mag, magiging couple kayo, so mag-aasawa kayo, hindi mo siya alam, wala kang alam sa kanya. So, pupunta ka dito sa Belgium nang wala kang kaalam-alam sa magiging asawa mo, which is not good. Dapat nasa Pilipinas ka pa lang, alam mo lahat ng background ng mapapangasawa mo. Kasi ako nga, hindi ko pa, ako nga na, hindi ko pa siya noong asawa, but every time na nag-chat kami, nag-chat in that 4 months, nag-aas talaga ako about his background, about his parents, about his brother, kung may brother man siya, kung may sister man siya, kung ano yung work niya, kung nagka-girlfriend ba siya, which is, nagka-girlfriend siya, which is, ikakasal na sana sila, but yung family ng girl, it was a control freak kasi dito sa Belgium, um, more on talaga ganyan yung mga magiging parents-in-law mo. So nung nakilala ko ng aking asawa nung personal talaga siyang pumunta sa Pilipinas. Wala siyang masabi sa aking pamilya kasi sabi niya, I really love your family. Your family have a very pure heart, good intention, and they never show it, or I never had any, like yung parang confusion daw na um na mag-iisip siya na pera lang ang habol nila sa akin. No, they never. He said, I never think of that. I never think of that for that kind of personal things. Hindi I never think of that kasi alam naman niya na, kasi nandun siya, nakita niya kung ano talaga yung ugali ng ang parents ko. Kung bumibili man yung papa ko ng ng yung isang kahong 1.5 cola, yung sukli binibigay pa yun ni papa, tapos mayroon pang resibo. And then my husband, they said, no, no papa, just keep that change to you. So it was like, kasi yung papa ko talaga, may mga experience din yun, yung papa namin, yung papa ko, kasi mayroon din siyang mga pinsan na mga half half American, which is pag pumupunta ng Tacloban, um, marami ding mga foreigner doon. So alam talaga ng papa ko na about the attitude of foreign people. So yun. Tas ako din kasi marami na rin akong nakasalamuhang mga foreigner, mga American, kasi yung tito ko pag nagfe-fiesta sa Naga-Naga, kasi may mga cousin talaga ako sa Naga-Naga. Gray yung family yung family name, Gray. Gray and Perida and Sipara. But Gray is more, sila yung mga pinaka rich. But before, my parents was also, my papa was also had mayroon din silang pera. Kasi sikat sila kung saan ako pinanganak, sa Kogon, sa San Jose, Kogon. Um, Sikat sila ng panahong yun. So, yun.